Hello there and welcome back to my workshop. We're between projects right now. I just finished up my tool tote and I'm getting ready for my next project. But before we do that, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a show and tell. That's a look back at a much earlier project that I made and compare it and critique it with the way I do things now. So back in 2007, I decided to make a hall table. Now we already owned a hall table, but we wanted a second one, and I decided rather than buy another one, we'd make one. So what we're going to do is compare the one we bought with the one that I made, and here is the one that we bought. It's a very nice table. It's good solid construction, no particle board or plastic veneer or anything like that. It's got nicely tapered legs, see them here, and two drawers, and you can see, I'll take them out, it's kind of interesting. Two drawers, but one big drawer opening. And that makes it a lot easier to put together. No drawer guide in here at all, or drawer divider. And I don't think you really need them because these drawers actually serve as their own drawer guide as they go in and out. So what we're going to do now is put this up on the workbench and have a closer look at the construction. Okay, let's look at how this is constructed. The corners are well supported. They have these cross pieces here that are dated into the sides, and that makes a good strong corner. Pocket screws here and there. The legs are joined with a single bolt that is screwed into the corner of the leg, and then it's fastened with a wing nut here. You can see that. And on a small table like this, that works just fine. And more importantly, for a manufacturer, it's important because these legs can be removed and the entire table can be flat packed and shipped. It's a whole lot easier to ship it that way than it is to ship this with the legs already attached. So smart thinking there. Let's look at the pocket screws here. Pocket screws throughout, but they did use pocket screws to join the top onto the base. And that's usually not a good idea because with expansion and contraction that seasonally occurs with large boards, you run the risk of having a split here. And fortunately, in the 20 or 30 years we've owned this, it hasn't split, and I'm pretty sure that's because it's not a really wide top. It's quite narrow, and it's only about 11 inches between the screws. So it's working out okay. So let's have a look at the table that I made, and that's over here. Very similar. It too has a stained top and a painted base. It's green. And it too has two drawers. But one thing I don't like about this is how I joined the top. Look at this. These don't match. Usually when you're edge joining two boards together, you pick boards of similar color and grain pattern. And on this one, I've got a bird's eye kind of effect going on here and just a flat sawn look there. So I'm surprised that I did that all those years ago, but I guess you'd say it is what it is. They're biscuit joined. A friend of mine had a biscuit joiner and he gave it to me, and I used it and it worked great because it kept these boards aligned nicely when I was gluing it up, and I clamped it together. I didn't need cauls or any of that stuff, and the biscuits worked out really well. So like I said before, we have two drawers again. Let's get this up on the workbench and have a look at how this is constructed. The legs are tapered. I cobbled together a tapering jig for my table saw. Worked out nicely. They're not joined with wing nuts. I actually used pocket screws. Pocket screws were my favorite method of joinery back then, and boy, I used lots and lots of them. The top is joined with Z-clips, and that's to allow for expansion of the top. And let's have a look at the drawers. No plywood for the bottom here. I used a solid piece of maple. And for joinery, I used countersunk wood screws. You can barely see them here. And what I did was I plugged the holes with wooden dowels and then I flush cut them off. So that was my go-to method for joinery before I discovered dovetails. Lots of ways to assemble your woodworking projects. I like the traditional methods, but certainly these methods work as well. So that is that, as we say. The top is stained with polyurethane, and then the base is real milk paint and a couple real light coats of polyurethane on that as well. So that's two tables, very similar in construction, but some differences, and I thought you'd like to see that. And that's my tale of two tables. Let's talk about my next show and my next project. I've got a sketch here for you. It's going to be a shaker wall shelf. And you can see here it's 3 shelves, 3 drawers. That's the side view here. And it's going to have an open back. So I'm working out the details now. I'm trying to get away from 3/4 inch stock everywhere. So I'm going to be using maybe 5/8 inch and 1/2 inch. And these drawers are going to be much more delicate as well. So working out the joinery and all that next time. So until we meet again, thank you for stopping by and see you next time.
Wasn't that great?
I just got a call from the wardrobe department. Something about a twist.